Hi, everyone. This is Lisa Espinosa, spiritual career coach, author, and host of the podcast Soul Studio for Your Career. I am laughing because this is about my fifth attempt to do this because I kept making all these weird sounds. If you have connected with my work, you know that the focus of what I do is to help you align with your soul's guidance to evolve your career. Now, I know that there's a lot going on. I'm here from Chicago, and there's a lot of things going on. Schools closing, everything seems to be closing. There's a lot of uncertainty, and there definitely can be a lot of fear and panic in the air. So, I wanted to connect with you today and guide you to realign with your soul's wisdom and your soul's light. Because this is precisely when you are being guided to shine more of your light. And what's so interesting is that I've been feeling and I've been noticing as I help my clients and my students this great polarity, right? On the one hand, there's fear and panic and confusion, and there can be these parts of us that get swept up in that, right? That we can just feel like there's so much uncertainty, there's so much panic, there's so many bad things that can happen. There's a lot of, there can be stress financially, all sorts of things. And I'm not suggesting that those are judging or shaming you in any way, or any of us in any way, for getting swept up in that fear. And at the same time, there's also this great awareness, especially for those of you who are guided to connect with me, this great awareness that, oh, I've been preparing for this time. And I don't mean preparing as in the sense of like external things, although you might have been doing that, but I mean internally, that your soul has been guiding you through this lifetime and many lifetimes to practice the art of aligning with your soul's guidance, even when there's all this chaos going on around you. And I know I can think back on my life. There's been where I have faced so much crisis, so much drama, so much pain and trauma. And those were real in a lot of ways, for sure. And I'm not saying that when those things were happening, I was just kind of floating in bliss. Absolutely not. I was feeling pain and terror and all of those things. But throughout all of that, even before I called it this, even before I understood consciously, I had this divine mission to align with my soul and take action from that place. Again, to be clear, I didn't know that at that time. And it really hasn't been until these last 12 years where it consciously came into my awareness that, oh, I have this soul commitment. When I was born in this lifetime, I had this commitment that regardless of what was going on around me, I would be committed to taking time, to taking that courageous step of listening to my soul's guidance. And I know that if you are watching this, you have made that commitment as well. And you might be very conscious of that, or you might not be conscious of that yet. But times like this is it when it becomes really clear. So that's the great opportunity in this moment. We have this polarity of what feels negative, and then we have this other end that feels like, oh my gosh, there's so much grace here. This is what I've been preparing for, to be this light in the world. So I want to guide you and actually to bring into your attention that you might be feeling, however, because there is, especially, let me slow down a little bit. You are probably a highly sensitive person like me. That is a gift. That is what allows you to be so tuned in to your soul's guidance, so tuned into the people, the nature, the animals that you serve. It is a beautiful gift. And when there are times like this, of course, we also can feel like a sponge that is absorbing all of the fear and pain and nervousness. Not to say that you don't have your own, but when we are this attuned and tender, and our prayer or our intention is to be tender and open to our soul, we're also tender and open to the world. So when that happens, it is even more important that you pause throughout the day and you realign with your soul's guidance, because this is what I keep finding myself and my clients doing. This thought of like, oh, I have to postpone sharing my soul's message right now. Oh, I have to put off working on my creative project until things get more stable. I have to put this off until there's more stability, until we know for sure. And I want to remind you that no, that is your ego speaking. Your soul is always saying you are ready now. Please do not misunderstand. I totally get that things for many of you in your external life might be affected right now. I know, my husband works for the Chicago Public Schools. He's there today, but then schools are canceled for at least 2 weeks, at least. So that's a big change in our lives. My youngest sons, my babies, they're actually college students, and their university has canceled in-person classes. They have online classes. So they're home right now for an indefinite amount of time. That's just two examples of a lot of changes that are happening in my life that are affecting absolutely decisions that I have to make. So please don't misunderstand and think that I am dismissing the real external changes that are happening for you right now. At the same time, your soul, remember, is eternally connected to Source. It is filled with energy, with creative ideas and creative solutions. And your soul is efficient and wise. So if you catch yourself saying, "Oh, I have to put this off until," "Oh, I can't work on my creative projects now until," "Oh, this must not be the time to share my soul's medicine until," no, the time is now. But the key is to ask your soul, how do I do that? So to give you a really clear example, I had planned this Thursday a spring equinox workshop, and people were going to come to my home healing space and had people signed up for it. And I was so excited. With all of the changes, I had to postpone that in a way. Not that the spring equinox is going to be postponed, because that's happening this Thursday, and I'm so excited about that. But the in-person gathering, I was really guided to shift. And now I'm having a free virtual gathering this spring equinox. That was what my soul guided me to do. I had parts of me that were just thinking, oh my gosh, I have to just stop everything. And of course, all the fear and panic that came out of that. But because I've been practicing tuning into my soul's guidance over and over and over, that habit took over despite my fears. And then becoming really clear, like, oh, do this as a virtual offering and offer it for free as a gift. Because the spring equinox is a beautiful, powerful time of clearing and quantum action. And my ego would have said, well, forget it. Spring equinox event, that's totally gone now. We can't do this. Nobody's going to feel like gathering for the spring equinox. Blah, 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 all my thoughts. But going back to my soul's guidance, it was like, nope, this is what you need to do. This is the opportunity here. So I don't know what your career is right now in this moment. If it's been turned off for now, if you work for a company that's like, okay, work remotely from home, whatever it is, wherever you are at, you have a beautiful medicine, a beautiful light that is needed in the world right now. And if you're highly sensitive, don't let that become a reason why you can't support the world right now. If you're feeling, well, I'm just so sensitive, I feel everything, so I can't possibly be of service. That is not true. Absolutely, you are here to be blessed as you bless the world. And, I want to share very openly that I have struggled with anxiety my whole life, really. I mean, I literally remember being a 5-year-old in kindergarten, feeling like anxiety and knowing that that was different than what other kids felt. So the reason I meditate and I got into this line of work was because that's what keeps me aligned with my soul's peace and calmness. And I say that because so many of my clients and students also struggle with anxiety, or even have experienced depression, or all of those emotions, the beautiful ones and the challenging ones. And that is your superpower. that you've gone through that, and you're not in spite of that, but even because of those times, this beautiful um this beautiful oasis and sanctuary of love for the world. And also that you've experienced unstable times. And I think of that for myself when I look back, as I said earlier in my life. I think like, wow, I went through this, through this, through this, through this, through this. I've been preparing for this. I can be a source of light and love for myself first. So I have to tend to myself first so that I know that I'm helping others from a place of love. So that is my message for you today. And I want to invite you to the virtual spring equinox gathering that I'm having over Zoom. You can go to my quick links on Instagram, the bio, and you can just click there. And you do have to pre-register so that I can email you the link to the Zoom platform. I would love, love, love for you to join you on the spring equinox day, because there are so many miracles and blessings when that portal opens of the spring equinox. So I want to just pull a quick card for you. And actually, the Keepers of the Light is what's coming. So what Keeper of the Light is helping you this week to shine your light, to tend to yourself, to trust that your soul has got your back? So let's see. Charity, prayer, and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. There you go. Now, if heaven is not the word that resonates with you, or prayer is not the word that resonates with you, that's fine. But it is and she's reminding me of something I was going to show you. It is the practice of tuning in always, right? So this is what I was going to show you. And this I learned from one of my teachers, Elaine Kalia Dowdy. So this mudra, right? I am present. I am here. So when you're feeling lost or confused, or you're telling yourself that you don't know what to decide, you don't know what the right thing is, don't ever tell yourself, don't ever use that mantra that you don't know. Your soul knows. So use this mudra. I am present. I am here. And then just ask the question, what is the next right step for me? Or what is the right decision for me in this moment? Or how do I share my soul's medicine in the best way for the benefit of all and myself? You've got this. I am so blessed to connect with you, and please know that I am here for you. And that is my great prayer and commitment. Really has been for lifetimes, definitely has been up-leveled this year, 2020, and moving forward. I'm thinking of all of you. Many blessings.